Hey there, it is day 20 of the 25-day challenge I created for myself to go for a breakthrough here on Facebook Live, and at the same time to support you to go for breakthroughs so you can experience more freedom and ease and abundance in your life, including with money. And today what I want to share with you is on one hand, a repetition. I have said for the past 20 plus years that I teach best what I most need to learn and practice myself. And at the same time that it's repetition, I'm sharing with you a real-time, less than 24-hour breakthrough awareness that I had courtesy of my coach, Pat Honeyodis, and I guess one of my new coaches and Pat's coach, Jeffrey Van Dyke. So thanks to both of you. So here's the backdrop while we're waiting for hopefully some people to arrive. 21 years ago next month is when I started Access Abundance. Happy anniversary to me, yay! And what a journey it has been. And when the name for my business, Access Abundance, came to me, and it really did come to me, I intuitively got that it was true, that abundance is always available to us. It's created by the divine, the source of all life and abundance. It's not like we have to go out and make it happen ourselves. It's not all up to us. More, we have to open ourselves to access what's available to us, to allow ourselves to experience and let abundance flow through us. And that's what makes this, what I want to share today, a repetition. Because yesterday, on my coaching call with Pat, I got to see a mirror up, truly a mirror up, of how I say I want to experience ease and flow, to tap into what I call the flow of abundance in my life. I want to be in partnership with the divine to access that abundance that I want. But yet when it comes to my day-to-day choices and actions, I still do it all on my own. So here's the backdrop really quick. About a month or so ago, I think it was, Jeffrey Van Dyke, who I've become familiar with his work through Pat, offered a webinar, teleclass, whatever you want, a 5-week course that I was immediately drawn to called The Essential Shift. So when that was available, I registered for it. And as part of that registration, it included a free ticket to a live event he's doing in LA next month called Called to Lead. And so I had this free ticket, and it was like, am I going to go to LA? And I'm going to go to LA. And I didn't feel like I was ready to go to LA. I didn't think that was what I signed up for. I wanted the other course, and I was fully prepared. I had just last week told Pat, I'm not going to LA. Now, in deciding that, I have been practicing using a question that I learned from Pat and Pat learned from Jeffrey whenever making a choice. Is there life force in it? That question comes straight from Jeffrey Van Dyke. Is there life force in it? And 3 weeks ago, it didn't feel like there was life force in me going to LA. It felt like I should. I was afraid I might miss out if I didn't, but I didn't feel drawn. I didn't feel pulled. I didn't feel any energy around going to LA. So I said no. And then this past week, doing this Essential Shift course with Jeffrey, I'm feeling this pull. I'm feeling this attraction. I'm feeling, oh, I think I do want to go to LA. So I shared that on my call with Pat yesterday, and she said, you know the question. Is there life force in you going to LA in November? And I immediately went, yes. It was a full body. I know that there's something there for me. It's the next step. It's another piece on my journey that I've been on. So Pat said, oh, so then you're committing to go to LA. And as soon as she said that word commitment, I just froze, just stopped. And my brain was like, well, hold it. Well, I didn't say it was committed. I said there was life force. And she said, what's going on? I said, well, you know, I haven't I haven't checked airfare, and I haven't, don't know where I'm going to stay. And, you know, I have to talk to Dan because I told him I wasn't going, and I have to arrange some things around this. And I was into all of this. And Pat just so gently and wisely said, do you see what you're doing? It took me a minute, but I did. So here I'm getting guidance from the divine, from God, from my spirit, that yes, absolutely, I'm clear. I need to be in LA for some reason. But rather than say yes and follow it, like, yes, it was like, well, yes, but let me make sure all my ducks are in a row. Let me make sure I know exactly how it's going to happen and how much it's going to cost and all of that. And yes, you know, I need to pay attention to those things. But I went from being in flow to wanting control. I went from having faith and trusting and saying yes to I want to know exactly how it's going to happen and how it's going to work and get all my ducks in a row before I say yes. Talk about struggle. Talk about fear instead of flow and faith. And talk about seeing my life flash before my eyes. So I just wonder, have there ever been times when you've absolutely, like in your being, known there's something for you to do, there's something that is meant for you, you're feeling drawn to something, you know it's exactly what you need and or want in this moment? It's like deep in your bones, and you want to say yes, but before you do, it's like, I want to make sure everything gets all figured out and all my ducks in a row and I know how it's going to work and blah, 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 blah. Because when you do that, that's when you create unnecessary struggle. You don't trust the flow. You don't trust yourself, and you block the flow. So start with little things where, you know, if it doesn't work out, it's okay. But if by any chance, like with me and LA, if you're feeling that pull, that draw, that, yeah, I want to go for breakthroughs in November, but you've been like, but how's it going to work? And I've got to get my childcare handled, and you want to get all the details in place before you commit, then I invite you, like me, to trust and to go for the breakthrough in signing up for Breakthrough Abundance Live. Say yes to what you know, and trust that in saying yes, all the other steps you need to take to have it work out will be there. Like today, I'll be booking my plane ticket. That's what I got for you today. Hey, Laura, good to have you join us this morning. I think you'll really like this video when you get to catch the replay. Love your questions, love your comments. Does this resonate with you? Can you see yourself in what I was doing with myself? And again, if you've been feeling drawn to Breakthrough Abundance Live, but you've been wanting to get everything figured out first, trust that. Reserve your spot, reserve your breakthrough today. Remember, early bird savings ends tomorrow. As for me, I'll be back here still for one more week next Monday, 10:30. See you then. Thanks for being here.